Today we are back with our Studying the Pro series, where we break down gameplay from some of the best Warzone players out there. Now today we're breaking down a 51 kill win here from Knight, who is easily one of the best Resurgence players, easily one of the best Warzone players, and throughout this what we're really going to be focusing on is going to be his movement, how he uses movement to take less damage in gunfights and ultimately get more kills. Real quick before we really get into this, guys, link to his Twitch and YouTube down in the pinned comment below. Make sure you guys go check him out. He's live on Twitch pretty much every single day, dropping just crazy high kill games. Now, understand that I chose Knight for a very specific reason for this movement video, and it's because Knight's not flashy. He's not this YY TikToker who's stimming all the time, doing 360s, running circles around people. He, along with a lot of the other top pro players, keep it very simple. If you are subscribed, aim and movement, hitting high damage areas, and using basic movement to take less damage, which those two things combined allow us to win more gunfights. Now, when we talk about keeping movement simple, the first thing that I want to talk about here is going to be slide cancel timing. A lot of people talk about slide canceling, but we're going to take this a step further and really focus on his timing of it, especially when challenging enemies. Now, what this really evolves into is going to be centering and making sure that you have your crosshairs out. Where a lot of you guys get caught is in this position right here. If we go back to before this kill, you get caught in this position right here, in this tack sprint, right? And then you lose that first shot, which you might still win the gunfight because of movement, but ultimately you take more damage than you should. Watch how as he turns the corner here, there's the slide cancel, which gets the crosshairs out, which allows him to break this enemy before this enemy can even move, at which point Knight just has to clean it up. So we're going to pay a lot of attention to slide cancel timing and how that helps with his centering, which then helps him get that first shot. Once again, we're going to see it right here. Now, this time when we talk about movement, guys, slide canceling, strafing, and jumping. Now, where we get into movement can be the advanced combination dynamic, but understand that movement is still very simple, and we see it right here. First things first, he's going to go ahead, slide cancel timing, which allows him to get his crosshairs out right there. He is ready to shoot. Notice he's already aimed down sight. Is he perfect? No, but it's just a little adjustment. Now from here, the number one movement that will allow you to take less damage is going to be strafing. It'll also allow you to win more gunfights because it does increase that aim assist. But what do we see on top of that? It's a little bit of strafe and a jump. This is where we can use simple movements in, kind of those advanced combinations is strafe left, strafe right. Jump allows him to hit those high damage areas, and it allows him to take a plate and a half of damage. Now, immediately after this kill, what do we see right here? We see this enemy on the minimap. Now, he's going to react to that immediately. He's going to jump out. And then once again, we just see that strafing where he's getting closer to this door on the right side. That's going to increase his aim assist as well. And we're going to see another really good example of that here in a minute. Now, look, guys, the less damage we take, the faster we can play. If you are subscribed, I always talk about pacing equals information plus execution. Playing faster is, do we know where to push? Can we act on information? And then from there, by the way, we see him live ping. You're going to see this all the time. He live pings because it allows him to track enemies. So pacing equals information. Can we find people? Plus execution, the ability to get kills without taking damage, at which point we can challenge enemy number 2 immediately. What happens to a lot of you guys here is as you turn this corner, you end up in this head-on 50-50. You end up taking, 2 plates of damage, which then makes this second fight significantly tougher. Now, 2 kind of movements that we see here. Nothing too complex, though. Number 1, again, strafing right here. Watch the strafing and watch what it does for him, okay? Strafing left. There's the bullets right here. See these bullets right here? Now he's going to start to strafe right. And again, his rotational aim assist is increasing. The bullets are missing this way. He takes no damage. And then from here, that's a slide cancel and then a jump, right? And then he jumps back. So sometimes it is about moving within that gunfight, which just kind of throws your enemy off. Remember, you're in control of your own movement. You're going to see it again right here. Just a little bit of strafing after he gets these loadout guns. Once again, this guy's not going to shoot back, but that is a big dynamic, guys, is not giving enemies a window to slide cancel, break your camera, and give them an opportunity to shoot back. 11 kills already, guys, 11 other enemies. Like I said, we have 51 gunfights throughout this game. Notice the centering right here, and I think one of the biggest things, if there were 2 things that you could take away from this video, guys, that I want you to just really work on over the next few days, it's going to be centering, right? That slide cancel timing to get your crosshairs out, and strafing while shooting. that alone will allow you to start to win more gunfights and take less damage. He's going to go ahead and work over this direction. Remember, pacing equals information plus execution. We see this little smoke trail right here. Knight's going to go ahead and work that direction. Now he's going to get some shooting. He's going to get some weapon pings on the minimap over to his left side right there. See the weapon pings? So that's something that we want to keep in mind. That is potential information that we can act on, but he knows that this guy landed over here somewhere. Just can't really figure out where yet. So now he's just going to work his way to the left side, and he's going to start to work his way towards this information on the enemies that are in this building here. This is where at some point we got to give up the smoke trail, guy flying in, and work over this way. Now, what does he hear? He hears this guy inside. Watch the slide cancel timing, right? So slide cancel timing through this door here is going to allow him, boom, right here, he's in a position where he can start to shoot. He can start to hip fire. Boom, there's the hip fire right there. Notice he's not even close to ADS yet. Unfortunate here that the cluster mine takes that kill, but we get the information over to the right side, and both of these guys are low plates. But watch how he moves first, shoots second, right? Move first, shoot second. And that guy's just trying to, you know, obviously whack away. It's going to happen, guys, but the more distance we can create and the more we can not necessarily break that camera, but just force enemies to track, meanwhile we're in control and we can track, the better off we're going to be and the less damage we're going to take. Now, with all that being said, guys, Knight's human. It's part of the game. Can't do much about it. A little bit unfortunate he gets landed in. Guy comes in. Actually, Guy was up here. He's just going to go ahead and whack away. One thing I do want to mention, there's a link in the pinned comment as well to aim controllers, guys. If you are looking to get a paddle controller, make sure you check it out. Get up to 30% off with code CUPOFJOE. They are officially licensed PlayStation and Xbox controllers. Back in. Watch him move first, shoot second. Move first, right? That creates that window that he needs. And when we talk about creating windows, guys, a lot of you have seen this before, but let's go ahead and break it down. If you are -0 plates, right? You're full plates. This right here is a 1v1 fight, okay? You have to use basic movement, okay? Basic movement here. You don't need to do anything special. This is the, you know, slide cancel timing, centering, basic strafing. If you're -1 plate, you have to make a move, okay? Because you have to make up that 50 health. So what does make a move mean? Means we've got to, you know, jump a little bit. We got to make sure that we're strafing well. We might have to move a little bit more, but we got to make a move. -2 plates here, you have to create a window. Now, create a window does not necessarily mean breaking cameras, but you've got to make up 100 health right here. So this is where we may have to use advanced combinations, right? That slide to the jump right, slide to the jump left. We've got to create a window. And then number 3 here is obviously you've got to break a camera. And this is more about timing than anything else, okay? Breaking cameras is about letting the enemy get close enough that you slide around him. But I think this right here, these two right here are where as you get better and as you can do this more, this is where you can start to challenge more aggressively. This make a move and this create a window. And all we did right here is we created a window by jumping, right? That allows Knight to break that enemy. He just did a ton of damage there. He has a huge advantage on this enemy, and now all of a sudden he's just got to clean it up. And biggest thing right there is just notice that he didn't take any damage at all. Now, unfortunate situation right here. Grabs the loadout guns. He's going to push back over to the information that he had, which was enemies over this way. But he has a Bass P, and I don't know what his primary is. The reality is, guys, when it comes to taking less damage and getting more kills, you got to use meta weapons. I'm not going to harp on this any more than that right there. You've got to use meta weapons. Why? Because they just kill faster. So any moment that you give them to shoot back, they are going to take advantage of that. All of a sudden, you take 1 plate of damage. Next enemy pushes right behind. A huge component of fighting full stacks is taking less damage or taking no damage so that you can immediately challenge that next enemy. Now, remember when I told you about slide cancel timing? This right here, this enemy right here, is what happens to a lot of you. You get caught attack sprint. By the time that this guy's able to get his crosshairs out, there's nothing that he can do. And notice for Knight, guys, this is easy. He catches the guy chasing, little bit of basic strafing left, right. That guy is caught in attack sprint there, which is what happens to a ton of you. You got to slide cancel up those stairs. Make sure you have those crosshairs out and that you are ready for that 1v1 fight. Now, when we talk about movement, I do want to address this real quick because this next 35 kills is a good mix of movement and positioning. So, yes, you guys see the YY TikTok clips on Twitter and you want to be stimming everywhere and doing 360 circles off rooftops. The reality, guys, is Positioning matters in this game. If you want to get higher kill games, you have to find that balance between movement and positioning. Taking those free kills with the STG, that has a crazy TTK right now. So up until this point, we're playing positioning, boom, we push in. Now here's the issue right here. You've got one enemy and you've got two enemies. This is a big component of decision making, right? Recognizing here that you have this guy, and this is not a winnable gunfight, okay? So he's just gonna get out here. Get out. We start sprinting while plating, right? Breaking that line of sight. There's the sprinting while plating, jump through, making sure he's fluid. I know this is difficult, guys, but there is a skill gap here. Being fluid through these windows, making sure you're timing your jump, which again, having a paddle controller and being able to jump like that or playing claw is going to be a huge advantage because you don't have to take your right thumb off the right stick to do it. But he's going to push right back up top. Obviously tag this guy with the static. He sees one guy down low right there. He's just kind of working his way through. Notice the centering. Good shots right there. And notice there are times where he's not tag sprinting and he's just kind of playing a little bit more patient. Trust your high alert. Break this guy with the STG. And the biggest thing right here, and I want to teach you guys this because this is a pretty big one, is breaking the line of sight. Okay, so the moment he gets high alerted, anytime we re-challenge, this is where I talk about breaking cameras, but this works on the make a move as well. We break the line of sight. Right now, this enemy is unsure about what we're doing. See how this enemy's moving at this point? Now he breaks that enemy. He, at this point, has a huge advantage. Now all he has to do is keep the pressure on. Now, how do you keep the pressure on? Slide cancel timing, he's ready to shoot. Ready? Slide cancel timing, he's ready to shoot. He checked this corner. He checked this corner. So now he knows he's inside to the left here. Notice he slide cancel timing again. Hip fire. Easy kill right there. Worried about the next enemy. Multiple enemies up above here. Still enemies floating around. He's going to push into the right side. No aim assist here. And this is probably one of the kills that he gets where he moves a little bit more here. You know, obviously we see the jump. We see the manipulation with the hip fire, right? There's the hip fire to track. Obviously jumping, recentering. But it's nothing crazy, guys. That's just the jump straight. That's just jumping and moving your left stick to the right at the same exact time. Playing the smoke to his advantage. Watch the strafing. Doesn't really drop shot, doesn't really try to stim that guy, doesn't really try to break his camera and execute him. He just strafes while shooting. And you know what my favorite part about Knight is? We see these YY TikTok clips that are crazy. By the way, look at the mini-map, guys. Watch the mini-map to the centering. So watch him. He's down below. Back right corner. Straight ahead. Centering. High damage areas. Knight is the classic, like, I'm not going to dance on this guy, I'm just going to shoot him. And we see it all the time. We see these clips, but as you get into better lobbies, guys, it's just not going to work. Right here, straight ahead, strafing, left and right. Doesn't do anything fancy. Now we're kind of starting to get a groove with him. Notice right there, live ping. Why? So we could track that enemy. 26 kills, 6 other teams. And this is why I think Knight is hands down one of the best players. But also you see it with Biffle, you see it with Aiden. Like, these guys aren't these YY TikTokers. The reality is it's just not realistic. Back off here, play with the STG, playing a little bit of positioning. Has to be careful as he works up here because he knows there's multiple and they're potentially shooting down on him.
What don't you understand, bro?
Second, guys, he's on this end game is going to get crazy. You want to talk about end game strategy and picking up a lot. Look at this, by the way.
What's up, Jordan?
When was the last time you saw a YY TikToker do this? Knight finds it valuable. Why? Because he's trying to get that first kill. He's trying to be quiet. And look, it's not even a play that I make. Although I should learn from this here because there's multiple enemies on the roof. He knows that he needs to get that first down, right? Now, how does this change? Okay, he catches this guy off guard, gets the down. Notice the second enemy down below here somewhere, and the one over by the boat. He's checking up top. He's going to go ahead, challenge this enemy straight ahead. That guy can't catch him because he's caught off guard. One to the right side, one straight ahead, flying into the little building right here. So he's going to go ahead and push that immediately. And you can see how, like, he YYs a little bit, but he's YYing for movement, for fluid purposes, guys. He's just YYing because he plays claw and it feels comfortable for him. It's not necessary, and there's no kill here where he is like YYing to look at this execution. Oh, it doesn't work this way. He's going to do it 2 more times, actually. Unfortunate. Notice the guy over at Factory here. For those of you guys that need some clarification, that was called Nova 6 in Warzone 1, which is why you hear me say that in some videos. I apologize. I do that. You just missed. Oh, he has Specialist. He's just going to go ahead and work based on this information, right? So pacing equals information plus execution. A lot of clean kills thus far. And now what are we acting on? Well, he didn't get the down on this enemy, and he saw one flying in. Now he saw another enemy flying in. One right there. Down. Very simple strafing. Again, can't get it because of the smoke grenade. Wait till you see this execution. This is the new one in the bundle. In the store. Yep, flying in. Unfortunate there. That's a pretty easy kill. We're going to take the free kills as much as possible. Anytime you can get free kills out of the sky, guys, you want... This is... I can't teach this. I mean, I can. At the end, I'll leave you the video on how to practice for 1 to 5 hours, as I always do. Make sure you guys go check that out if you are looking to get better, but that's pretty hard to teach. One guy straight ahead. Oh, here's the new execution. This new execution is sick. I'm gonna give them credit. They've been crushing the bundle game lately. Look at this. Ready? See ya. Bye. Sayonara. Okay, 1 over in factory here, guys. Only 4 teams left, but he's going to pick up another 17 kills here, especially as respawn disables. And when respawn disables, movement matters less, okay? So this is very important, and if you made it this far, I appreciate it. Make sure you are subscribed down below. This is very important. When respawn disables, by the way, watch this right here. 1 enemy down, he's going to live ping the second guy because of combat scout with... specialist, so he's going to go ahead and push over immediately, and we just use basic movement again. Catch him off guard, slide down below, hit all high damage areas, and when we start moving while we're shooting, guys, that's when aim assist is at its strongest. So that's what we really want to make sure that we're doing. Again, slide cancel timing to make sure you're centering and strafing while shooting, just moving that left stick back and forth. You know, when respawn disables, guys, the important thing to understand is movement is only used to get out of bad situations, in my opinion. I think the smartest thing you can do is play your positioning, put yourself in a good spot, get your kills as people are rotating in, positioning, and then movement to get out of a bad situation or finesse if we need to. 37 kills here, 3 teams left. There's going to be a ton of buybacks, and you're going to see him just focus on getting into this big living quarters building. This is where we want to be based on this circle. There's kind of 1 of 2 spots you could be. You could be big living here, or you can be obviously like headquarters because that's a little bit of high ground. So 1 of those 2 spots, perfectly fine here to stay. You're going to see him just light this guy up. Nice little live ping there. That live ping with combat scout just helps him shoot through the tents, which are wall bangable, so that's really a big advantage. But even if he doesn't get combat scout there, guys, he is great at live pinging enemies. Where are these guys? And you can see he's just playing patient here. If he needs to, he'll play movement, but for now, he's just kind of chilling. He's using this STG, which is completely broken with how fast the TTK is to his advantage. So he's getting high alerted from the right side. He's getting mortar strike, which is in the building. Not a big deal. Just going to chill here. Just wait for a circle. He's just playing for these people rotating in. You know, he's just being very strategic. And again, this is where I think Knight is different. I think there's a lot of YY TikTokers who would just be out there pushing like crazy. Gotta get more kills. I gotta get more kills. Knight's just gonna chill here, play patient. By the way, I want you to remember the fact that he picks this up right here, this redeploy balloon. I want you to remember the fact that he picks that up because it is the only reason that he clutches this win, in my opinion. But, you know, it's not... He's not putting the pressure on. He's not really like trying to dance on teams and still 1v4. He's just playing very strategic for the win, and he's going to get rewarded with 12 more kills. Checking the different windows, checking the different areas people can rotate in. Notice he does get the circle pull, so he can play big living here. He's got to be careful of top headquarters, so being really strategic that way. Good shots there with the STG. Still people top headquarters and top lighthouse. One guy down below. Obviously gets the live ping again, can't quite shoot through there, and has to be careful of people from up top, that high ground. Okay, I'll stop talking for a little bit. Yap, yap, yap. Watch this, though. This is through the 10. And understand, guys, he's playing in 1440. You're watching a 1080p recording that's recorded over top. I'm recording over top of his gameplay here. So, like, he can clearly see those enemies with the live ping. It's much, much clearer. Okay, watch circle pull right here. Notice he's still playing a little bit of positioning. Needs some AR ammo at the moment. Bunch of people rotating into the buy station. And obviously in the buildings to his right side here. Yep, just has to kind of keep looting up for ammo. Look at this circle pull. And I don't get the zone pull. That is 100% accurate. But this is where the redeploy balloons, guys, are super, super, super important to have because they are a way to rotate quickly. They're a way to rotate safely, and they're a way to steal high ground from your enemies, okay? Those are the 3 biggest things. So he's going to eat a little bit of gas damage right here after getting this basic kill with movement. A little bit of strafing right there, nothing too fancy. He's going to go ahead. He's going to throw his redeploy balloon down. Then watch where he's able to get to. You know? He's able to easily fly. He's able to easily take his high ground. And now all of a sudden, he's in the best position possible as soon as he, you know, uses one stim here. There's the zone. Now he can just shoot down on all of these enemies. Like, he's in such a good spot to catch people rotating because think about it. Look at where this is, guys. Look at where this circle is. This circle is like right here. So they all can't stay down. They can't stay down here. So Knight's got this high ground. He's got cover. The only thing he has to be aware of is people flying in above him. And now he's just cleaning up. Just like absolutely cleaning up. There's a flare. And at this point, guys, it's simple. How much movement is he using right now? Besides strafing in, you know, a little bit of strafing there long range. Which, by the way, again, if you made it this far, I appreciate it. You should be strafing long range right there. Look at his strafing here. Especially in those 50-50 situations. But just in general, it's still going to increase that aim assist for you. That rotational aim assist. Yep, one down below him. He's going to get this thirst back behind him here in a second. He knows that these guys are down below that he has to be careful of. Flying in. Yep, that guy's dead. He's just shooting people out of the sky now, taking those free kills. 1v1v1. One here, right here. Little bit of strafing. Keeps it simple. Didn't do anything too crazy right there. Down to a 1v1 situation. Should be able to easily get this kill, guys. So I hope you found today's video helpful. Like I said, slide cancel timing for centering, strafing, little bit of jumping. But the biggest thing, guys, I think is just making sure your crosshairs are out, anticipating enemies, and strafing while shooting. As I always say, let's get better today, and I will see you tomorrow.